We are just about set to begin the back half of today's doubleheader in Estero. As up next, we have a Premier Division matchup between the Florida Eels and the Florida Junior Blades. Good afternoon and welcome into the Florida Eels Broadcast Network. Nick Rush giving you the play-by-play from Hertz Arena. Just about half an hour ago, we saw our elite game wrap up. That was a 7-4 Junior Blades victory. And up next, the Premier teams will square off to wrap up this weekend of hockey. With that being said, let's take a look at the two lineups of each team. We began with the hosting Florida Junior Blades with a record of 2-13-2. Jonathan Cooper and Zach Pappas will start things out on the defensive line. Their three forwards at puck drop, Joey Fada, Cameron Croteau, and Carson Weingartner. In net for the Junior Blades today is Giuliano Latella. And for the Florida Eels, with an 11-3 record, Nick Corbett and Gage McNeish will start things out defensively. And their three forwards, TJ Zebley, Torin Haddon-Harris, and Justin Morozek. Alex Caron gets the nod in net today for the Eels. And we are just about ready for puck drop. We will step aside and come back with the start of today's game and the play-by-play of the action. It's the Florida Eels Premier Team and the Florida Junior Blades coming your way next. We are back and ready to go for your opening puck drop in this Premier level bout between the Florida Eels and the Florida Junior Blades. The Eels will move from right to left across your computer screen, donning their black jerseys, green trim along the shoulders, white numbering on the back, black pants, black socks with the green stripe, and black helmets. For the Blades, they skate from left to right in their gray jerseys, white trim along the shoulders, white numbering on the back, green pants, gray socks with a green stripe, and white helmets. Players coming off of their respective benches, Eels sitting off to my right, Junior Blades off to my left, as players will tend the benches off to my far side. Players now taking their place out at center ice. Justin Morozek stands out at center ice. Junior Blades still figuring out who they will send. And it looks like we may have a couple of more moments until we get this game underway. You have a linesman talking things out with the Eels head coach, Frankie Scarpacci, and that is what's holding us up as of right now. We're still slated to begin the game on time, as it was advertised for a 12:15 puck drop. It's 12:13 now, so we're a bit ahead of time, and we are finally underway. Justin Morozek sweeps the puck up the near wing and out into the Eels' attacking zone. It flutters into the near side of the goal line, held behind the cage by the Florida Junior Blades' Joey Fada. Fada flees it ahead into the Junior Blades' attacking ice, reversed out to the neutral zone where Weingartner stands. Three-board battle in front of the Florida Eels benches. Haddon-Harris yanks the puck down the length of the ice. And will that be an icing? No, it will not be. It is negated last second by the linesman. And the Florida Eels try to quarterback a brand new drive with Mikhail Melikov waiting in his own right circle. Melikov puts the brakes on behind the net, with the man out in front being the starting netminder, Alex Caron, in his second consecutive start. He was in between the pipes yesterday in that 7-1 Eels victory over this Blades team. Podrazov dangles past a man into the left circle, stashes a shot on, and it's poke checked away by Giuliano Latella, the man in between the pipes today on the Junior Blades side. Melikov launches the puck to the center red over the tape of Tristan Roos, and that's another turn away for Vince Rozak. Rozak pops it up, sets up a man in the low slot, Ryan Miknich, and his backhander rings off of the back wall. Into the far corner. Bennett Blake goes wide side to Roginski. Roginski walks his way up the right dasher. Lindholm at the point. Throws the puck up and out of play for your first whistle of regulation. A minute and 33 seconds in. 0-0 score between the Eels and the Junior Blades. Keep in mind, this is the second game of a doubleheader today at Hertz Arena. As this morning we saw the Elite Division game wrap up. 7-4 win for the Florida Junior Blades. So they will head into the Thanksgiving break on a high note. Junior Blades Premier Team looking for the organizational sweep today. Puck fluttered ahead in the center circle for Patrick Roginski. Roginski tape to tape with Vince Rozak along the near half boards. Backed up to Roginski at the point. He hammers a shot on, and it's tucked away on Alex Caron's left hand. We'll introduce you to head coaches today. For the Eels, it is Frankie Scarpacci, while Rob Weingartner mans the benches for the Blades. Face-off coming to Alex Caron's left side, and the puck is stuck behind the cage. Espinos wedges it free and throws it down the length of the rink. It's rescued in the left circle by Bennett Blake in the Junior Blades territory. Blake curls his way up left side of the blue line. That pass goes errant, and it runs back behind the cage for an icing call against the Blades. So the Eels will get their second line change of the hockey game with this face-off coming off to Latella's left. The disc is mashed into the far half boards. Gay triggers it down low to Haddon Harris. Garavella jumping into the fray, and the Junior Blades thread it back out to neutral ice. It's Matt Scribner getting free at the far point. He's rammed out in front of the Florida Eels bench by Tyler Gay. That gets some oohs and ahs from the Eels bench as Tyler Gay collides out at center with Blake Maynard. Eels still stuck in their own territory, and they're back out to neutral. Almost a 3-on-2, but it falls apart. Puck goes over the head of Giuliano Latella. Blades back to work along their own near posts. Keller Vela trying to get the turn away, but Joey Fader remains stubborn along the right wing hash marks. Here's a 200 feet clearance and another Junior Blades icing. Exactly 3 minutes into the game. No score here in this premier battle. We mentioned the two coaches, Weingartner and Scarpacci. Both of these men were on the benches for the Elite game earlier today. Scarpacci, the Elite Eels assistant coach. Weingartner leads the bench on both Junior Blade squads as Mikhail Melikov waits along his own nearest circle for the Eels. Goes straight ahead to TJ Zebley. Zebley loses possession, but Melikov backs him up at the Eels blue line. He goes wide side for Zebley into the opposing zone, but the Junior Blades sauce it back out across the middle of the rink. Mikhail Melikov at the Eels high slot tries to take a 360 as he has Blake Maynard on his heels. Justin Morozek tatters the puck wide of a man, and he rims it around the back wall. Haddon Harris behind the net sets it loose in front for Swigert. That's an absolute laser, banked away in traffic. Mikhail Melikov fishes the puck out of the middle circle. Goes in a side shuffle to Haddon Harris. Harris goes down low for Zebley. Zebley in between the rings, pulls the trigger, and the puck scatters across the goal mouth. It squirts all the way back into the Eels ice. Haddon Harris, hand off to Melikov, and the Eels are called offside. 15:47 to go in the first period. 0-0 from Hertz Arena. Hertz Arena, home to multiple hockey programs throughout Southwest Florida, including the Florida Everblades ECHL hockey team. They are set to begin their season this December 4th. Hertz Arena is also home to the Florida Gulf Coast University club hockey program. Junior Blades sputtered a disc all the way down to Alex Caron. He hangs it behind his net, and it's dumped up the far boards. Rescued on the left side of the blue line by Joey Fada. He knuckles one off of the back glass. Rallied along the near corner by Fada. Fada going head-to-head with Clement Espinos in a board battle. Demid Podrazov coming in for some insurance in the Eels' favor. And it's rescued by Fada up at the blue line. Haddon Harris going down. As some physicality was provided by Dylan Holtberg behind the net. Tossed in front for the one-time drive, and Alex Caron plays it well for the blow of the whistle. Junior Blades gained the early advantage in the shots on goal department as they lead 3-1. Carone with the face-off to his blocker side. This is knuckled on by Fada. Save made by Carone. Rebounder a mile away off to his right. Lenholm keeps the puck in from the right side of the blue line, rims it around the end wall, and it's stuck behind the cage by Cameron Croteau. Florida Eels back out to neutral ice. Could be a 2-on-2 if they hurry. You have Colin Patterson leading the charge before he's rammed into the left wing half boards by Cameron Croteau. Croteau splits defenders coming the other way, tries to go coast to coast, but that goes wide left. Brief scramble in front of the Eels bench. This is knuckled on, and the rebounder scatters across the goal mouth. Junior Blades applying some impressive pressure in the early goings of regulation. Andrei Ivanov waiting along the near end wall. And Colin Patterson dekes his way out to neutral. Court sets up Gage Dill, and Dill gets poke-checked away by Bennett Blake. Pappas not able to beat Caravella to the punch as he soars it behind Latella's net. Latella on the back wall, freezes the biscuit, and the Junior Blades come roaring out the center with Joey Fada. Fada straight through to Vince Rozak, and Rozak barely able to prevent the offside call. Castengay coming into the Eels end zone, right wing circle, puck pinballing all around towards the far corner, and Blake can almost have a 2-on-2 if he hurries. That gets diffused by Cade Swigert, the Florida Eels defenseman in his 4th year playing in Southwest Florida. Melikov down the gut to Caravella. He's not able to get it off of his stick as play resumes behind the cage, tucked out in front, and no centering feed coming from the Eels' number 29, Tyler Gay. Patrick Roginski halted at the near hash marks. Mikhail Melikov out at mid-rink, goes wide side to Zebley. Zebley right circle, darts it out in front, and wasn't able to connect with Torrin Haddon-Harris. The whistle blows, and we have an infraction called. It goes against the Junior Blades, Jared Salmonen, and the verdict is interference. So the Eels are off to their first power play today with 12:51 to spare in the first 0-0 score. The Eels have a power play percentage of 95. They're going up against the Junior Blades, who have a penalty kill rate of 48.6%. Junior Blades with an immediate dump down. McNeish retrieves from the near side of the goal line. McNeish, one of the alternate captains on this Eels squad, goes wide to Podrazov in front of the Eels bench. Podrazov marches across the blue line onside, waits along the near hash marks. Throws it down low behind the cage. Garral getting into some theatrics with Andrew Frost. Frost will send it 200 feet the other way to Carone. Carone sets up Gage McNeish. Give and go to Demid Podrazov. Podrazov tape to tape with Tristan Roost as he gets out in front of the penalty box boards. Rink wide feed to Tristan Roost, and the Eels are just barely caught offside. 1:09 left on the Eels power play, their first of the day. Eels sending out TJ Zebley, Jake Court, Cade Swigert, and Justin Morozek for this face-off in front of the Junior Blades bench. The Eels win it, and Cade Swigert backpedals to his own blue line. Splits the puck to TJ Zebley at the center red. Dill barely able to finesse it back to Zebley. Zebley cruises to the top of the left circle. Discards it to Swigert. Swigert down low for Dill. Dill in the right circle. Tried to go back behind the net, but Court was not available. Court regains possession. Goes straight up to Swigert in the highest slot. This goes wide to the goal mouth with Court getting the opportunity on the back door. Rebounder coming, and it's denied by Giuliano Latella. 30 seconds until the Junior Blades can get back to full strength. This puck is hacksawed to the high slot. Morozek not able to maintain possession, and the puck finds the paddle of Carone once more. Carone whacks it up the near end. Cade Swigert giving chase out towards the middle circle. Joey Fada making things complicated for him. Justin Morozek along the far goal line, and in 5 seconds, we will see Salminen vacate the sin bin. The final seconds of the man advantage ring out, and we're back to full strength. Salminen out of the box and back onto the Junior Blades bench as the Florida Eels careen back into the end zone. Right wing circle for Vince Rozak. Rozak going short distance off the near wall to Fada. Fada stuffs it off of the blue line, shipped away by Jonathan Cooper. Cooper towards the left corner, and Joey Fada off to the races once more in front of the scores table area. Joey Fada, far circle, lets it fly, and the puck meets the mesh netting. So we approach the halfway marker of period number 1 with the clock reading 10:17. Both teams feverishly working to find that first goal of this Sunday afternoon. Players congregate along the left wing. Tristan Roos leaning in for the Eels, and he comes up short to Jared Salminen. Along the back wall, Cameron Cruddo fighting for possession, but the puck is angled away by Demid Podrazov in the hash marks. Near side end wall, Clement Espinos dueling back and forth with Ryan Miknich, and the Eels struggle for puck possession. Low slot. This is ripped on by Roginski, and Alex Caron squeezes the 5-hole. Play rolls on. Podrazov finally with some relief out the center. Maynard barely avoids the delayed offside call, so it's Eels puck once more. Voida heading off on a line change. You almost had Fada breaking loose, but no breakaway comes for him. Clement Espinos along the center red. Gets across the opposing point into the right circle. Drifts it off for a man. Wrister by Podrazov will not go. Rebounder by Podrazov in the high slot, and that goes errant. Third time not the charm for Roost. He tanks one right off the face mask of Latella. And the Florida Eels keep the attack going. McNeish swings the puck across the line to Haddon Harris. Torin Haddon Harris taken down by Andrew Frost. And the puck scatters back out across the middle of the rink. Caron backhands the disc over in the right corner, where Chase Caravella comes to his aid. Junior Blades with 2 men cruising out in front. Podrazov with a poke check, and he feeds it to Dill. Dill down the far wall, shot and a goal! Gage Dill takes it all the way into the net from center ice, and it's 1-0 Eels with 8:44 left in the first. He had one defender to beat in front, but Dill able to edge his way in towards that far post and pick the top corner of the net to help the Eels draw first blood. On the ensuing face-off, Cade Swigert grabs control near the scorer's table. Yanked forward to Tristan Roost. Roost not able to get anything rolling. So the puck is sputtered backwards to Mikhail Melikov. Melikov going rink wide in the Eels' right circle. Gage Dill playing it to Swigert. Swigert surrounded by 3 different Junior Blades. Rink wide feed gets picked off. Another 2-on-1 for the Eels. Dill yanked down from behind. Still a man open. Shot, and Latella traps the disc in between the skates. Well, the Florida Eels benches one of the penalty is Gage Dill was leading the charge on that odd man rush. Jake Court was to his right, but Dill was pulled down from behind. Yet we remain 5-on-5. Face off to Latella's left. Latella did not see action in yesterday's Game 1 of this weekend series, as Keegan Wise was the Blades man in between the pipes. Keep in mind, that was a 7-1 victory for the Eels at the stadium. Line drive out in front, doesn't reach the net. Rebounder does go in. That's Justin Morozek tucking it in from the crease. And the Eels double up their lead 2-0. Exactly 12 minutes into regulation. The Eels definitely want to keep that momentum going from yesterday. A huge win with a 6-goal differential. And this is such a heated rivalry between these two local programs. That's what happened yesterday. Physicality played a massive part of that game, and the Eels definitely never want to get complacent against this Junior Blades team. Espinosa darts this into the Junior Blades bench. Brian Jacques, the Florida Junior Blades assistant coach, barely able to duck out of the way. So we'll have a draw directly at center ice. And the Florida Eels get back to work offensively with TJ Zebley stabbing the puck backwards at Clement Espinosa. Espinosa in the near circle goes straight ahead to Justin Morozek, who scored the latest goal for the Eels just moments ago. Junior Blades on the attack. Cameron Croteau, too much mustard behind the right-handed shot. Knuckled into the far point, and Zebley runs away out to neutral ice. Cooper flanks the puck back into the Junior Blades offensive ice, and it's lasered to the Junior Blades blue line. Near side point to Ryan Miknich. Miknich has the puck finessed away by Justin Morozek. Morozek beat to the punch by Bennett Blake as these two teams exchange possessions. Blake puts the brakes on, near side half-boards. Multiple men collide, and it's sauced out to center ice. Puck played off of a high stick from Ryan Miknich, and that brings us to the next blow of the whistle. And how about this? Bennett Blake is being escorted to the penalty box, and the head coach, Rob Weingartner, on the Junior Blade side is absolutely irate. Blake played the puck off of a high stick, but other than that, not a whole lot happened, which leads us to the confusion that we currently have. The penalty has not been put up yet on the scoreboard, and we just found out the reason why. There will be a Florida Eel joining him. So we'll take a moment. You have a linesman talking things out to the official scorer. And indeed, two men will be in the box, one for each side. So it'll be 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. Haddon Harris has a slash. So they're slashing coincidentals from what we have just heard over the public address system. Kyle Lindholm steering back behind the Florida Eels net, and it's jammed up to the high slot. Corbett getting a piece of it. Gage Dill has the puck intercepted by Joey Fada. In the near circle, Kyle Lindholm evaluating his options down the rink. Lindholm dekes off to the right side of Dill, and his wrist shot gets banked away in traffic. Along the 4 hash marks, Dmitry Podrazov laces the puck in between a couple of skates, and it wanders down the length of the rink. No icing is given as we're down to the final minute of 4-on-4 action. 6 minutes to spare in period number 1, where the Eels hold a 2-0 lead over the Junior Blades. Cooper, wide open man, slapper on, and Alex Caron traps it underneath the left arm. Eels getting a line chain. Podrazov heading off in exchange for Jake Court, who takes this face-off on the near wing. The Eels stuck in their own ice, but they do win the draw courtesy of Mikhail Melikov. Melikov peels his way up the right side, tried to go wide to Roost. Roost has a soft floater going to Latella's direction, and he will not take any risks as he put the mitt over the puck. Latella with this draw to the blocker side. A stalemate for Court, goes down low, and Latella is able to make a split save. Back the other direction comes Jonathan Cooper of the Blades. Cooper looking to hook the puck to Salmonen. Salmonen behind the cage, laced it out in front, and it's batted away by Jake Court to the far point. Cooper transfers into the right circle, looked for the one-time try to Matt Scribner. He was not able to pull the trigger. This is another point blanker coming from Maynard, and Caron plays it well. 3 seconds left on this 4-on-4. We're back to full strength. Blade still steering it. Pappas muscles one towards Caron, and he elbows it to the far end of the goal line. Cade Swigert jukes his way past Frost. Gay quarterbacking a new drive for the Eels. Gay off towards the near post of Latella. He's guided back behind the net with Andrew Frost on his back. Tyler Gay continuing to scramble as Chase Caravella will join the fray along the far end wall. Players hacksawing back and forth, trying to get the disc out of each other's skates. Caravella guides it to the far hash marks, and Frost nudges the puck back out to center. A stick got taken away from the hands of Espinosa. He regains control as Latella forms another cover-up. We're down to the final 4:13 of this opening period in today's Premier game. Eels lead by a pair of goals. Well, in game one against the Florida Junior Blades yesterday in that 7-1 Eels win, Eels forward Torrin Haddon-Harris really turned some heads in his direction, as moments ago he just made his way off on the line change. Latella smothers the puck for another face-off. Haddon-Harris registered 1 goal and 3 assists yesterday, which made for a 4-point game in his favor. Face off to the left circle. Puck is tattered to the opposing end. Bennett Blake rushing his way to the blue line. He's cut off by Colin Patterson. Patterson dropped past Espinosa. Rink wide feed shot in front. And Latella comes up big again as the clock freezes. Shots on goal now evened up at 10 apiece. Junior Blades getting a line change. They bring out Jared Salmonen and Cameron Cruddo. Puck caught out of the sky by Espinosa at the center red. Faded with an odd man rush. Left circle jerks the puck in front, and it doesn't reach Caron. Slap shot also engulfed in traffic as Espinosa creates the ricochet out of play. Haddon-Harris back out onto the rink with his face-off along the right dasher. Loop back up to Lindholm at the right point. He'll walk it down an air wing and behind the cage. Croteau jamming after it with Gage McNeish, and Haddon-Harris off to the races. He's across center ice, down to left glass, into the left circle, and he will be cut off from there. Multiple players jamming after it. Massive hit out at the center red, and there's another infraction against the Junior Blades. Cameron Croteau is the perpetrator, and the Eels are off to the man advantage for the second time of the day. Two members of the officiating crew talking things out with the scorer once again. Because as it stands, there will be one player in the box, and that is Croteau of the Blades. So we'll have a face-off along the near side in the Florida Eels attacking zone. Eels very successful on that power play this season. As we mentioned earlier, 95% on the conversion rate. And that is according to the USPHL website. Very hard to believe from a general standpoint. We'll have another sudden stoppage. And the faceoff will be directed out in front of the Florida Eels bench. The three officials come together and they will have the faceoff at center ice. And it's Kyle Lindholm banking the puck all the way back to Caron. Caron freezes the puck behind the net, and as the public address announcement is made, the call against Lindholm is a rough. Demid Podrazov in front of those penalty box boards reverses to Morozek. Morozek centers to Gural into the right circle, and he is laid out by Roginski. That gets some stick taps from the Junior Blades bench. Roginski the other way, as he stacks a shot onto Carone. Carone kicks it away into the right corner, and the Florida Eels rise back out to neutral ice with 1:20 left on their power play. Podrazov near the Eels bench, coming down the far wall, and it's resisted away by Gage McNeish. McNeish going wide side out at center to Court. Court flings it over the head of Latella, and it's a free puck along the right corner. Growell jumping into the fray. He's head-to-head with Joey Fada. Everybody congregating together as the puck is still jammed up against the wall. Pinned away by Roost. He gives it out for Swigert at a high slot. It's another penalty against the Blades. This is forked on, and there is the stoppage. It'll be a 5-on-3 for the Eels for the next 45 seconds of play. We're down to the last 2 minutes of this opening period, and the score is 2-0 Eels. So more of an extended stoppage as the officials try to deck down the guilty party on the Junior Blade side. That's number 12, Caden Varga, one of the newest additions to the Junior Blades. He played in yesterday's game against the Eels. That was his first one against the crosstown arch rivals. So play will roll on. McNeish in between the rings. He has Demid Podrazov to his back. Dill getting a touch-up, flicks it forward, and that meets the back glass. Podrazov maintains possession, left side of the blue line. Podrazov almost having it poked away by Vince Rozak. He goes rink wide, and Latella with some robbery on the left hand. In 17 seconds, Eels 5-on-3 will go down to a 5-on-4. And the Florida Eels have really controlled the pace of play throughout this opening 20 minutes. Face off into the right circle. Court held up from behind along the back wall. Court along the near hash marks. Tries to careen in front. And his cross-ice feed goes awry as he was searching for Podrazov. Gage to the center of the blue line. Slap shot down low. That's taken off of Latella's chest. Behind the net, players scrambling as the 5-on-4 now starts up for the Eels. 1:06 left to go on the power play. And the final minute of the first period has also arrived. Far side half boards. Cameron Cruddo going to battle with Demid Podrazov. Podrazov comes away with it. Hands it to Roost. Roost with a wheel and deal to Dill. Dill cross feeder to McNeish. Zoned in with a shot. And that goes just wide off to the near post. Board battle into the left side of the goal line. Anchored away to Dill. Dill in between the circles. Man down low. Shot into the crease. And it's in. That's going to stand. The puck for a couple of moments sat right on top of the goal mouth. And they got banked in from the near post. Jake Court leads the parade back to the Eels bench. So it appears he will get the credit. We will confirm that through the next public address announcement. It's a power play strike with 27 ticks of the clock left in this first period. Now a 3-goal lead for the Eels. Not too bad for an opening frame. Knocked back towards Carone by the Junior Blades' Colton Adesano. Jake Court has received the goal credit as the public address announcement is made. Tristan Roost with the assist. Pappas having to track the puck down in between the team benches. Melikov will kill off the remaining time. And that is all she wrote for your opening period of play. After 20 minutes of regulation, your score, the Florida Eels 3 and the Junior Blades 0. We'll take a break and come back with your middle stanza of play in this Premier Division game. From Hertz Arena Nestero, you're tuned in to the Florida Eels Broadcast Network. Welcome back into the Florida Eels Broadcast Network, where we are set to begin period number 2 of play in this Premier Division bout between the Florida Eels and the Florida Junior Blades. Eels lead by the count of 3-0 as they skate from left to right across your computer screen. Junior Blades skate from right to left, and they will take it back out of their own zone. Big collision along the far side of the goal line as Jonathan Cooper went down in a board battle with TJ Zebley. Zebley yanks a shot on, and the puck caroms out of play. What's interesting is up here in the broadcast position at Hertz Arena, we're calling this game from the bleachers. So here right now, we have the Eels elite team with us, and this really is a sight to see. Of course, one of those men being forward Anthony Zebley, who scored a goal in the elite game. So this is a real treat up here nonetheless as we keep rolling up to the far point. Eels in the attacking zone. Along the right corner, Lindholm sends it high and out of play as we're just underway in the middle period. 19:26 to go. Junior Blades looking to get on the board as they trail by 3. Face off along the near circle, and Pappas is the first one to touch up on it. He rims the puck around the end wall, and that rotates out of play nearby the Eels bench. So frequent stoppages in the early going of period number 2. Shots on goal read 14-11 in favor of the Eels. We'll have a draw back out in front of the Eels bench. And it's another victory for the Blades as Pappas waits in between the circles. Goes into the low slot before darting the puck forward to Jonathan Cooper. Almost a pick-off by Tristan Roost at the goal line, where he gets halted. Shipped out in front for Garral. He's not able to pull the trigger, and Pappas is back to work directly behind Latella's cage. Cruised up towards the 4 hash marks. Still going to battle in a 4-man jam. It is freed up by Mikhail Melikov. Here's a clearance, and we have a fight back in the Junior Blade zone as you have Gage Dill just absolutely raining down blows on a Blade. We will wait to see who that man is as officials finally jump in the way. That was Carson Weingartner, who did something behind the play to irritate Gage Dill, and Dill will sit out in the penalty box as a result. So players will discuss things in front of the scorer's table. Weingartner has also joined Dill in the sin bin. So we will step aside as things get talked out among the officiating crew. 18:45 left in the second. 3-0 Eels lead on your home for Eels hockey. 1 minute and 15 seconds have gone by in the second period, and the Eels lead 3-0. We have a power play underway for the Florida Junior Blades, as we have a double minor against the Eels' Gage Dill and a minor against Carson Weingartner. Those two called in an altercation prior to the break, and you have Alex Caron creating a cover-up. Face-off coming to Caron's right side. Jake Court leaning in for the Eels. He's head-to-head with Matt Scribner, and appears somebody moved prematurely along the near wing. The players keep their distance, and the face-off is created. Eels smoke the puck back into the enemy territory. Lindholm trying to retrieve on top of the right circle. Podrazov steals it, wheels in front, wrister, and it goes wide over the net. That was Jake Court with the golden opportunity, and the Blades come rushing back out to neutral ice. Caden Varga trying to create some room in between the circles. Goes wide side along the far hash marks, where he connected with Holtberg. Holtberg waiting at the point. Give and go to Varga. Podrazov able to intervene, and he sends the puck 200 feet down with exactly 60 seconds to go on the double minor to Gage Dill. Puck is soared back out in front of the penalty box boards. Patrick Roginski steering his way into the far circle. Centers it. Wrist shot and a save by Caron. Rebounder put on, and Caron still not able to secure it. Wrestled away by Roginski along the goal line. He's walking up the right side. Tries to dish it out to Cooper, but it's blocked up by TJ Zebley, who heads off on the line change. 27 seconds until we go back to even strength. Middle circle. Morozek tried to feed it to Gabe. Puck was too far ahead, and it lands into the clutches of Latella, who forces the whistle. We're now 3 minutes into the second period, and it's a 3-0 lead going into Eels' favor. Players gather into the right circle of the Eels' offensive zone. Tyler Gay banks the puck into the right corner. Pappas smokes it around the opposing side. Along the far hash marks, Colin Patterson getting his tape on it, and he reverses out to the neutral zone where Espinoss stands. Espinoss backpedals into the Eels' territory, and that does it for the Blades man advantage. We have a big hit placed on by Gay and another whistle. Gay currently having a word with the head referee. At first it appeared that a hand pass was signaled, and that's exactly the case, as we'll have a draw at the center circle. At first, Gay had the body language as if he were about to go into the penalty box. But we remain 5-on-5. Scribner hacks the puck to the near point, and the Junior Blades find relief outside of their own zone. Patterson has the puck wedged in between his skates. Frost not able to pick it off. Almost a 2-on-1 for the Eels, but it cannot be banked in by Chase Caravella. He was waiting right along the doorstep to the near post. The Eels keep hacking him in towards Latella, the Junior Blades goaltender. This is sauced up in midair, brought down at the center red by Nick Corbett. Corbett taken down from behind by Colton Adesano, and the clock will stop once more. We'll have a draw to the near side red dot. Eels with their backs to their own zone. Salmonen wins the draw for the Blades. Backwards past the Pappas at his own blue line. Pappas with the crossfeeder to Cooper. Cooper going straight down the right glass. And it's held behind the cage by Alex Caron, the goaltender. Tristan Roos creating some blockage around the near hash marks. Podrazov pops it in midair. And Andrew Frost wasn't able to get anything going. The puck floats in on Caron, who forces the stop. 3-0 Eels. 15:42 to go in the second. And boy, what a nice long weekend of hockey it has been. We had a doubleheader yesterday. 7-1 Eels won on the Premier side, and then the Elite team created the organizational sweep 4-0. And this is our second of two games today at Hertz Arena. Junior Blades took the Elite game by the count of 7-4. Now it's the Junior Blades' turn to try and find that organizational sweep. We'll see if they can do that. Bennett Blake nearby the penalty box boards. He stashes it off to Caron's right side. Along the near end of the goal line, multiple men clamoring after the puck, and Jake Court loosens it up to the near point. Blake fires one on, and Alex Caron uses the left-handed glove for the whistle. Shots on goal now read 15 all for this face-off coming to the near boards. TJ Zebley getting back out onto the ice for the Eels. He made a big impact in yesterday's game. We'll tell you why on the next stoppage, as we have a big scramble along the near side corner, wrestled out to the neutral zone by Etienne Cassingue. He's in a foot race with Maynard, but this time it's Latella securing the puck in his pads. When it comes to TJ Zebley, last Sunday against Tampa Bay, it was the first game of the season where he didn't grab any points. Yesterday, he came back strong against the Blades with 1 goal and an assist. So he's looking for a similar impact on this Sunday afternoon as we have an errant pass float back into the Eels zone. Mikhail Melikov into the near end wall, and Cade Swigert backs him up. Swigert tape to tape with Etienne Castonguay. You have Cameron Cruddo getting a stick in there, but the Eels are still out to the neutral zone. Cade Swigert leads the charge with a 1-on-2. Swigert at the near hash marks. Backhands the puck off the body of Bennett Blake, and the four-man jam continues. Simply down low, right wing corner, tried to hack it out in front of the net, but nobody was home in that black Eels uniform. Cade Swigert wheels into the blue paint, and that is reversed all the way down the ice by Blake Maynard for the icing. So back and forth, halts in action between these two squads. Eels holding a 3-0 advantage with a second period clock reading 14:25. Tristan Roost will take this near circle draw against Cameron Cruddo of the Blades. It's Ryan Garral on top of the nearest circle, trying to fight it past Joey Fada. Puck wheels back down towards Caron. He'll stay in his crease as no icing will come. It's Trevor Voida making his way onto the ice. Reaches out to Ryan Garral across the middle circle, but the pass is too far outstretched. Bennett Blake taking over. Side shuffles to Vince Rozak. Rozak across the enemy blue line into the right circle, but at the last second, the Junior Blades are called offside. Eels sending out a new batch of men consisting of Tyler Gay, Etienne Castengay, and Chase Caravella for this face-off directly in front of the Junior Blades bench. Flop backwards for Lindholm. He's picked off by Caravella. Caravella dishes the puck behind the net of Latella. And it's a 2-on-1 for the Blades just like that. Vince Rozak, far side, forehander. And did it go in? No, it did not. What an outstanding block from Alex Caron. Third time is not the charm as the whistle sounds. We have a big scramble into the right corner. Everybody coming together. And the officiating crew gets to work. Well, Alex Caron with some absolute heroics to keep the Junior Blades off of the board as we get closer and closer to the halfway marker of regulation. A penalty is called against the Junior Blades. Ryan Miknich doing a crime for a hold. Junior Blades head coach Rob Weingartner with his hands on his head. He's been animated throughout the course of this day as a whole in both the Elite and Premier games. Junior Blades with an immediate dump down, and it's stashed away by Alex Caron to the far goal line. Gage McNeish will retrieve it from behind the cage, and he walks up the left glass. McNeish still with matters into his own hands, flips it forward to Tristan Roost. Puck lies unattended along the near end boards. Podrazov giving chase, and he smokes it over to Jake Court along the far half boards. Junior Blades send it 200 feet back down to Caron, and the Junior Blades get dangled away by Alex Caron as he was trying to challenge a shooter. That was Patrick Roginski. He knuckles one on, and Caron plays it perfectly with both teams getting the line changes out. 1:19 to go on the Florida Eels power play. Caron with the face-off to his blocker side. It's reversed at the goal line near side. Cade Swigert, the first one to touch up. And he moves right up the gut to Gage Dill. Dill gets interfered with by Patrick Roginski. Roginski gets a couple more seconds off of that Junior Blades penalty kill. It's a 2-on-2 for the Eels. Patterson drop past to Dill. Dill waiting around the far end of the goal line. Marazek all alone. Forehander and a save by Latella. Big battle along the right corner. And the puck's flattened out to center. Gage Dill dekes past Roginski. He's down in the low slot. Marazek lets it fly. And that catches Latella's blocker. Roginski with the clearance. Caron races into his near corner, and he backhands the puck to Mrozek. Mrozek evaluating his options down the rink, and he hooks the puck to Colin Patterson. Patterson down the center to Dill. Dill cruises in for post for the goal. Gage Dill with the power play strike, and he makes it a 4-0 Eels lead. Gage still was just barely able to squeeze his way past the defender, and he scored that puck off of the backhand. So that comes with 11:47 to spare in your second period, and the Eels just keep on rolling after scoring 3 goals in the opening frame. Zach Pappas chips the puck off of the penalty box boards, and it's soared down the far wall by Carson Weingartner. Along the near corner, chucked back out to the high slot. Weingartner not able to find Caron. Located along the far side half wall, Cassinggay duking it out with Joey Fata. Fata rims the puck around the end glass, and Weingartner gets bumped up by Nick Corbett. Corbett down low behind the cage of Alex Caron. Sputtered into the left circle. Wide side feed, and Weingartner gets shut down by Alex Caron. Now 11-12 to go in the second period. Junior Blades just trying to do whatever they can, down by 4. It was a similar situation for the Blades in yesterday's game against the Eels, as the Blades weren't able to get on the board until that third period of play. Interestingly enough, they're going up against the same netminder in Alex Caron. Weingartner starts up the offensive play for the Blades, right off the face-off. And the near corner, multiple men collide, and Cooper has to track down the puck from his own nearest circle. Pappas rams into the court. And Court gives it up for a 2-on-2. Cooper with a backhander. Net comes off from Alex Caron, and he will lodge it back onto the pegs. Court with a breakaway. Pappas to beat in the low slot, and a goal! Pappas came running in at the last second, but that wasn't enough to stop Jake Court. 5-0 Eels. And the Junior Blades goaltender Giuliano Latella flings the puck into the mesh netting near side in absolute disgust. But that was a highlight reel play for the Eels' Jake Court. And a change in net will be made. Keegan Wise heads off of the Blades bench. Giuliano Latella has his day come to a close. Keegan Wise was the goaltender in yesterday's matchup against the Eels. And the Eels won that game by the count of 7-1. Trevor Voida throws one towards Wise's direction. That crashes wide right. Puck sputtered back out to the neutral zone. Trevor Voida steering it to Dill. Dill ladles into the near side corner, and he will give up on it as he had Colin Patterson, his teammate, beating him to the punch. Unattended disc across the middle circle. That's Trevor Voida regrouping for the Eels. Tried to go long distance to Colin Patterson, but he had too much mustard behind the attempt. It's Matt Scribner swinging low along the right wing goal line. Multiple players running up against each other as Salmonen fixes the puck behind the net. For a point, Espinosa into the circle. Patterson dangling his way towards the post, and he flipped it over the net. Voida coming in towards the crossbar. Point blank or will not go. Gage still tracks it down near circle, goes wide side to Voida, and that gets pitchforked away from Wise. Junior Blades trying for the clearance. They do that as the puck is sauced all the way down to Alex Caron. So Keegan Wise immediately put to the test as he gets in the net in exchange for Giuliano Latella. Clock stops with 9:16 to go in period number 2. We have a 5-0 lead in favor of the Eels. And this faceoff comes to the near side red dot with the Junior Blades looking into the offensive zone. Morozek and Lombardi in a stalemate, but the puck eventually flies in on Caron, who stabs it into the right corner. Rink-wide feed. You have Andrei Ivanov, who gave his stick over to Dylan Holtberg, and Ivanov is penalized as a result. Ivanov letting his emotions get the best of him. And it is confirmed to be a slash. So the junior Blades are off to the power play. And boy, is it one that they desperately need. Still a lot of hockey to be played. 29 seconds to be exact. So into the left wing, it's Lombardi trying to knuckle one through traffic. That gets engulfed away. Rebounder meets the mesh netting as Caden Varga flashed one forward off of the right hand. So we will redo the draw as the Eels are 8 seconds into the penalty kill. Left side to the goaltender, Caron. Junior Blades win the draw. Could be a breakaway for Zebley. He has Lindholm to beat in a one-on-one. Right circle. This is hammered on. And that's taken down by Keegan Wise. Rebounder for Court. Low slot and a goal. Jake Court with his second goal of the period. He put one through Latella's skates. And now he goes over the shoulder of Keegan Wise. It's 6-0 on the shorthand. Just not a whole lot that Keegan Wise can do because the Eels get into that offensive zone completely uncontested. Two linesmen talking things out with the Florida Eels head coach Frankie Scarpacci. But nonetheless, the goal will stand, and the Eels still have a $1:31 left on their penalty kill. We saw something similar yesterday, a lopsided score with the Eels winning 7-1. And for the first two periods, things were very civil until they ultimately got out of hand in the third period. Numerous altercations taking place, and you just hope that doesn't happen on this Sunday at Hertz Arena. Still 8.5 minutes left in the second period, and the Eels already have 6 goals, 3 in the first and 3 thus far in the middle stanza. Another breakaway for Court. He's looking for the hat trick. Low slot, forehander, and it is stopped by Keegan Wise. Oh, it was a grand opportunity for Court to find the hat trick. 3 goals in 1 period, but he will have to wait. The whole arena rose to their feet as more than plenty of Eels fans have made their way out across town to check out this game. Pappas, near point. Rink wide feed to Cooper. Cooper lets it fly off the slapper, and that's a pad save by Caron. Down low, you have Jared Salmonen along the far end wall, and the Eels litter it all the way back to Wise. 30 seconds left until Andrei Ivanov can leave the sin bin. You have Roginski zooming into the right corner. He's bodied up by Clement Espinosa. Big jammer nearby Alex Caron, and the Eels get relief out the center. It's Tyler Gay getting poke checked by Jared Salmonen. Eels still able to get the dump down. Pappas waiting at the goal line, and we are back the 5-on-5. Ivanov out of the box. And he runs back onto the Eels benches. 2-on-2 for the Eels, led by Tyler Gay. Discards to Castengay. Castengay with a wrister, and that leaves a scuff off of the back glass. The disc is sauced away. 2-on-1 for the Eels. Gay all alone with a wrister, and Cooper got his stick in front. Wrap around attempt. Net is halfway open, and the Eels still cannot capitalize. That was Colin Patterson just getting jammed. Roginski trying to go coast to coast. He's halted by Swigert directly behind Caron's cage. Snapped up to the far point, and the slap shot ships up and into the mesh netting. The final 6 minutes, 20 seconds of the second period have arrived, and the Eels are up 6-0. Vince Rozak will take this next draw for the Junior Blades off to the far circle. Rozak scored the Blades' lone goal yesterday against the Eels. Today represents his 4th game in a Junior Blades uniform this season. This is Ryan Miknich stashing a shot on from the high slot. Caron squeezes the 5-hole shut. Rebounder elbowed away by Caron into the left corner. Near side circle, Dill whacks the puck to center. 2-on-1. Zebley dekes a man, far post, and the shot goes high and dry from Morozek. McNeish getting double team along the near point, and this could be a breakaway, and that's diffused by Caron, who went straight into his near circle. And there's one thing about these Florida Eels goaltenders, whether it be on the Elite or Premier side, oh my goodness, they're not afraid to leave their crease. They're not afraid to get out of the blue paint as the Junior Blades are given an offside call. It's been a slow-moving second period. Plenty of more halts in play compared to the opening 20 minutes. But the Eels have scored 3 tallies in the second, along with 3 in the first. And they are absolutely rolling with this draw coming in front of the Blades bench. Big tie-up, won by the Eels' Espinoss. Espinoss in his own right circle, goes wide side to Trevor Voida, as there's a big joust for it at the Blades' blue line. Junior Blades victorious. Here's a prayer of a chance going on to Alex Caron from the halfway marker of the rink, and he places the mitt on top of the puck. That was Matthew Walters taking the shot from around the red dot in the neutral zone. Back along to Fort Dasher. Lindholm at the high slot, lets it go. And Jake Court able to get his shin pad in the way. He gets the clearance, but that will result in an icing. Today's game between the Eels and the Junior Blades represents the 7th matchup of 11 this season between the Eels and Blades. The Eels have won all 6 thus far. And of course, you have to mention they're leading by 6 in this second period, 5 minutes to go. It's no easy feat to beat a team 3 times, let alone 5 times or 6 times. But the Eels have been making it look easy. Jake Court continues to search for the hat trick, but he has the puck butted away by Kyle Lindholm at the Junior Blades blue line. Garral streaks into the right circle, tries to jam one on, but Matt Lombardi able to hop it away. Espinoss discards it to Court with a wrister, and that hit Garral, his teammate. A little bit of friendly fire as Garral heads off on the line change, and Holtberg clears for the Blades. Caron behind his net, flees up the far wall and back out to neutral. This is popped up in midair, taken down by Cade Swigert between the circles. Swigert goes long distance for Colin Patterson at center ice. He's not able to locate him cleanly. So it's Lombardi sliding the puck through traffic. And Hamid Podrazov gets the last laugh. He's out in front of the Junior Blades bench. Podrazov pressured in between 2 men. He has no choice but to give it away to Patterson. Patterson gets knocked off of his skates by Joey Fada, and a 3-on-2 forms for the Blades. Right circle, shot and a goal. Cameron Cruddo making things happen all by himself. Diced his way between traffic and scored off of the far post. The shutout comes to a close for Caron, and it's 6-1 Eels. Still 3:34 until the second intermission begins. Zach Pappas punches the puck through traffic, and that goes all the way down the rink for an icing. We've really made some progress in this game. It began at 12:13 p.m. It is now 1:32 Eastern Time. So the Eels and Junior Blades have been moving right along today as Cade Swigert has a slap shot go over the end wall from the near point. Another draw in the right circle. Zebley bats it down out of midair, goes up top to Swigert. Swigert straight down to Castonguay. Castonguay near end wall, Pappas bodying him up, and the puck is lathered over to Swigert on top of the right circle. Swigert wrestles it down for Roos. Castonguay looking for the point blank feed, and that goes over the crossbar. Keegan Wise paddles the puck towards the left side of the blue line, sent across to Swigert. Swigert puts the brakes on. Nobody home on the other side of the point. Back behind the net, the puck stays there for a couple of moments, and it's fleed out to neutral ice, where Mikhail Melikov tries to get to work. Melikov calling for it, and look at the defenseman getting to work. Near half wall, Melikov roughed up into the corner as Cameron Cruddo comes charging in out of nowhere. Wide open man for the Blades, and a fight comes on the other end. That appears to be Mikhail Melikov locking up with Zach Pappas. Those two tangle up along the near goal line, and a pair of officials will separate them. The stick gets thrown by Zach Pappas, and that may get him into even further trouble. Pappas taunting the bench, and he's not going into the penalty box. He runs right back onto the Blades bench. And after a couple of moments, Pappas takes the seat for 2 minutes. Melikov will also have to serve time in the box as well. We'll take a moment to talk things out with the officiating crew. 2:22 showing on the second period clock. 6-1 Eels lead on the Florida Eels Broadcast Network. We're back to action with 2:20 to play in the second period. 6-1 Eels lead over the Junior Blades here in this premier level competition from Hertz Arena in Estero, Florida. We are back to play after an altercation moments ago. More than a moment as Dill has a breakaway. Man on his back, Dill uprooted from behind, and he's not able to complete the one-on-one. Well, play equals out. You have 5 men onto the ice for the Eels, 5 men for the Blades, as Pappas and Melikov locked up in an altercation prior to the break. So his full strength as those two serve their time in the sin bin. Caden Varga curling around his own near circle in the Junior Blades ice. Settled out to Lindholm, right circle. Lindholm gets the puck butted away by Patterson, and Patterson comes chugging across the penalty box boards. It's stabbed away by Vince Rozak. McNeish able to get a last-second shot on as he heads off on a change. You had a Junior Blades player just absolutely rammed into the back wall. That was Jonathan Cooper who rises up to his feet, and Marazek will take a penalty. So the Junior Blades off to the man advantage, their second one of this middle period. And the final 1 minute, 12 seconds of this period could not come soon enough. It has been a long, drawn-out 20 minutes of play. And not to mention, tension's really starting to pick up. And they need to get back into that locker room so that the cooler heads can prevail. Rob Weingartner, the head coach, complaining to the linesmen. And that is the reason for this current stop. You have the 2 other members of the officiating crew talking with a couple of Junior Blades players. Meanwhile, Alex Carone waits this out in between the pipes. Same can be said for Keegan Wise on the other end. who came into the net earlier in the second period in relief for Giuliano Latella. Offside called against the Blades. And yesterday we saw whenever we had those long stoppages in between play, Alex Caron and Keegan Wise would flip the puck up and down the ice to one another so that they would stay entertained. Haven't seen that today as of yet, but hopefully we won't have to as the final minute of the second period has arrived. Puck sputters away from Cooper over his head. He'll track it down from the near side of the Junior Blades blue line. Zebley waiting on the other end. He clears the puck into the Eels end zone as Zebley heads off in a line change. Court takes his place, and it's Croteau spiraling into the near circle. He's into the Junior Blades attacking zone. Backhands at them near point to Lindholm. Lindholm with a blast. That goes clear over the crossbar. Court yanks the puck down the length of the rink. Now 18 ticks of the clock left until the buzzer. Jonathan Cooper trying to outwork Tristan Roost. Roost out at the center red. He connects with Ryan Miknich. Miknich pushes the puck forward, and this goes high, barely missing the ceiling. The whistle was blown anyway because the linesman thought that it went off of the ceiling according to his vantage point. And not to mention, there's only 0.7 of a second left. So that definitely doesn't go in the Eels' favor as the faceoff comes back in their end. So this puck will be dropped, and that's it. Shot on, and a save by Caron. Oh, what a laser coming from Patrick Roginski. But after 40 minutes, the score remains the Florida Eels 6 and the Florida Junior Blades 1. We will take a break and come back with your third period of play in today's premier game. You're tuned in to the Florida Eels Broadcast Network. We are back at Hertz Arena in Estero, Florida, as we begin the third period of play in this Premier Division hockey matchup between the Florida Eels and the Florida Junior Blades. Eels lead 6-1 as they skate from right to left across your computer screen. Junior Blades from left to right. Kyle Lindholm carrying out across the neutral zone. Court trying to stash it away, but to no avail. 2-on-2 for the Blades. That's lasered over the head of Alex Caron, and the puck tatters up towards the near point. Lindholm chips it back into the circle. Turn-away blast by Salmonen, and Alex Caron hangs on tight for your first whistle of the third. It comes 32 seconds in, and 24 seconds are left on a carryover penalty to the Eels, Justin Morozek. So we'll have a face-off to Alex Caron's left side. Lindholm the first one to touch up. He stashes a shot on, and it's redirected out to the neutral ice by T.J. Zebley. Zebley goes wide side to Cade Swigert, and Swigert is onside where he's immediately picked off. Junior Blades with the dump down. 5 seconds left on this Eels penalty kill. Morozek rises to his feet, and he's out of the box and back onto the Eels bench. Gage Dill comes cruising the other direction into the near side circle. He's halted at the left corner by Kyle Lindholm. Lindholm rotates up the opposing side, reaching to Cameron Croteau. Croteau with a cross-feeder to Weingartner, and Weingartner sails the disc all the way back into the Eels ice. Castengay, right side of the blue line, has it poked away by Weingartner. Now a 2-on-2 for the Eels, led by Colin Patterson. Patterson into the far corner, whipped up at the point where Melikov stands. Melikov walks his way behind the net. Number 3 versus number 3 as Vince Rozak gets into Melikov's space. Those two run up the near wing, down into left circle. Roos taking control for the Eels, and Roos has his space cut off by Bennett Blake. Roos still steering up to the far point. Trevor Voida trying for a slap shot, and that gets nowhere in traffic. Vince Rozak slides it out in front. Wrister denied by Ryan Miknich. And you have an unattended puck back out across the center red. Scooped up by Caden Varga. Varga tape to tape with Patrick Roginski on the near side of the Eels' blue line. However, the Blades are called offside with 17:43 to go in the game. 6-1 score in favor of the Eels. The Eels have been consistent throughout the course of the day with 3 goals in the first and another 3 in the second period. At the near side, red dot. Junior Blades looking into the offensive zone, but the Eels rinse it from one side to the other. Tyler Gay with the dump in. Junior Blades going end-to-end with Vince Rozak. Rozak dangles his way past Clement Espinosa, but Espinosa is able to defuse the situation. Slap shot coming from the middle part of the ice by Matt Walters into the left circle, and the puck scatters across the goal crease. In the right corner, Roginski taking a moment, tried for the centering feed, but Matt Walters was in the wrong place at the wrong time in the middle of traffic from the low slot. Roginski reunited with the biscuit along the near side half boards. Junior Blades have a man careening in. That's Vince Rozak, and his slap shot gets banked aside by Trevor Voida. Voida setting up Chase Caravella. Tyler Gay with a 2-on-2. Caravella to his right, and the puck pinballs back out across the neutral zone. Jake Court at center ice. Off to the races. Right circle forehander, and that goes off of the back wall. Oh, boy. Jake Court feverishly working for his 3rd goal of the day, as Court almost got taken down by Ryan Miknich at the Junior Blades blue line. Gage still taking a 360 in front of the penalty box boards. He goes rink wide to Nick Corbett. Corbett beat to the punch by Salmonen, but Gage still is there to get some reassurance going. Dill in front of the Junior Blades bench. Cruises to the high slot, curls it down low, left corner. Sharp angle feed, not going for Court, but it's tucked in from the far post. I believe that was Torin Haddon-Harris scoring point blank, and it's 7-1 Eels. Well, when it rains, it pours for this Florida Junior Blades team. Giuliano Latella really showing some frustration. You remember he was pulled in the latter stage of the second period. Keegan Wise came in his place. But at the start of the third, Latella came right back on in between the pipes. So interesting situation, as typically when you see a goaltender pulled out of the net, they typically don't re-enter the game. But that is exactly what has happened. Jake Court listed as an assistant on the latest Florida Eels goal. Court with 2 goals and an assist up to this point of the game. Cross ice feed to Scribner. Near side at center ice. Scribner rode up against the boards by Kate Swigert, and Swigert runs away with the puck. Far side circle. Give and go to Morozek. Morozek sauces the puck down the length of the rink. Almost a breakaway for Colin Patterson, but he was double teamed between a pair of Blades. Scattered back out across center ice. Kassengay rims the puck around the back wall, and it's taken away from there by Jonathan Cooper. Cooper walking his way up the left glass. Flings it long in between the skates of Frost, and Trevor Voida takes over from the Florida Eels blue line. Spins it to Caravella. Caravella with the handoff to Zebley. Zebley bounces one in towards Latella, and he places glove to puck. The third period clock is showing 14 minutes and 43 seconds. In this 7-1 hockey game, everything going the Eels' way on this Sunday afternoon. Face off to Latella's right, and it's Caravella wrapping around the cage. Gets halted at the corner with a big check from Bennett Blake. Thrown up towards the far point, but Mikhail Melikov could not keep it in. So he's back in the Florida Eels zone. Big feeder coming for Trevor Voida, wide side, and Roost having to jump into the battle. Almost an interception from Matt Lombardi, but he had a hard time maintaining his footwork. Trevor Voida waiting behind Caron's net, and he's staying there for 8 seconds. A delayed penalty against the Junior Blades. So Caron out of the net. He's back on the Eels bench, And Voido walks up the far wall with the extra attacker out onto the rink. Ryan Garau feeding Gay. Gay back for Dill. Dill trying to go coast to coast on top of the left circle. Big hit along the corner. And the Blades finally touch up with Bennett Blake doing the honors. So the Eels go up a man for the next 2 minutes and some more chippiness as everyone comes together along the far half boards. Bennett Blake standing in front of the penalty box, currently talking with a head referee as if he were saying, "What did I do wrong?" And after a discussion, he's skating back to the Blades bench, and it seems as if there's some confusion as to who's actually going to serve this. We finally see Blake 1 foot into the box, and he will fully make his way in. So it's a 2-minute power play for the Florida Eels. Shots on goal reading 27 per side. And that's really fascinating given the score, 7-1 Eels. But both teams have had an equal amount of chances on the respective nets. Now we see Holtberg joining Bennett Blake in the box. So we will see how this exactly plays out. There will be a total of 3 men in the box for the Blades. It remains 5-on-4. However, what a bizarre situation that is, as the public address announcement will hopefully let us know. So, one call was a 10-minute misconduct, and we will wait for the other 2 with Swigert along the high slot. Swigert, right circle, bangs one ahead, and Latella takes it off of the right leg. Gage Dill cutting the blue line. Dances to the right circle. Man on the other side is TJ Zebley. Zebley with the wraparound, and the net came off the pegs with a fight in front of the net. That's Jake Court getting punched from behind by the goaltender Giuliano Latella. Blake Maynard was throwing some blows of his own, but Jake Court backs out at the last moment, and he is unscathed. 7 minutes and 55 seconds have come and gone in this third period. 7-1 Eels as they have 1:24 seconds left on the power play. And that's the thing with the physicality and throwing the shoves onto each other after the whistle. You don't want to get yourself in any deeper trouble if you're on this Junior Blade side. During this break, we will review the USPHL Florida Division standings. It is currently led by the Florida Eels with a record of 11-3. Right underneath them are the 10-4 Tampa Bay Juniors, as they will play later on this afternoon against the Atlanta Mad Hatters. And third place, you have the Charleston Colonials at 8-0-1. Atlanta Mad Hatters sitting in fourth as they are 6-7-2. And at the bottom, you have the Florida Junior Blades, 2-13-2. So it looks like we've had some things cleared out, and it's a 5-on-3 starting up for the Eels. And this will last for 1:20 seconds, as the additional man in the box for the Blades is Matt Walters. Swigert throws it down to the goal line. Court looking for a man out in front. Zebley stuck in between 2 men. Gage Dill on top of the nearest circle. Drops it on the back wall to Zebley. Zebley anchors it back up high. Those 2 playing catch back and forth, Zebley and Dill. Swigert knuckles one on, and Latella tucks it into the breadbasket. Swigert and Weingartner exchanging some words with one another, but nothing more comes out of that. It's the first 5-on-3 for either one of these teams today, as Zebley creates the blockage in the near wing. Zebley from the far point goes rink wide to Swigert. Swigert drops the puck low to Zebley. Zebley exchanges with Dill. Dill along the near hash marks, puts the brakes on, looks upon the opposing side. Rister coming from the far post, and Jake Court still unable to earn the hat trick. His shot goes high over the end wall. And in 27 seconds, we will see the Eels 5-on-3 turn into a 5-on-4. As we have played 7 minutes and 50 seconds of the third, Eels lead by 6. Off to Latella's left. Junior Blades win the face-off, and it's smacked to the other side where Caron stands. Caron paddles the puck to Castonguay at the center circle. Castonguay drifting backwards to McNeish. McNeish out in front of the penalty box boards for Garral. Garral gets shoved by the Junior Blades Patrick Roginski, and those two are going at it again. We saw this numerous times with Patrick Roginski yesterday. Boy, does he do a great job at getting under the skin of these Eels players. And it looks like he's going to try and keep it up. Those two chirp back and forth at one another as the linesman is right there to separate them. So Garral and Roginski into the box on their respective sides. They will proceed to yell back and forth at one another as they take a seat. So we'll have some more penalty trouble. 7 seconds to go on the Eels 5-on-3. And I'm just looking across the rink at those penalty box boards. Roginski and Garral continue the theatrics. And it's times like these where you feel sorry for the official scorer who's stuck in the middle of all the madness down there. 11:50 until the third period is over. 7-1 Eels lead. We'll take a break and come back after this on your home for Eels hockey. 11:50 to go in today's Premier Division hockey game. The Florida Eels lead 7-1 over the Florida Junior Blades. We come back into play with quite the confusion. Espinosa into the right circle, and funny enough, we still have the music playing over the loudspeakers as the game continues. That turns off, and the Junior Blades get back into the end zone. Down towards the low slot. Man wide open. Ryan Miknich taken down. So basically, of all the penalty trouble we had prior to the break, 5-on-4 Junior Blades for the next 5 seconds, and then after that, we're even strength. We have some more rough stuff going on behind Latella's cage. One last clearance by the Blades, and we're back to full strength. Well, moments ago, Ryan Garral and Patrick Roginski got in a bit of an altercation. Garral was placed into the box, but Roginski was escorted back to the Junior Blades locker room. So his day is done. Roginski out of the game. Garral remains in the contest as he awaits the remainder of his sentence in the box. We'll have a draw to Latella's right side. Spark back from Melikov in between the rings. You have Gay clamoring after it in the low slot. Left wing circle. Fada comes chugging his way to the center red. He's picked off by Tyler Gay. Fada taking down Gay from behind. Caravella making a run for it, and he gets sandwiched between a pair of men. Another fight in the low slot, and this is a big dog pile of players as they all get down into the corner. Left side to the goal line, Fada started throwing blows on a man, and everyone rises to their feet at Hertz Arena. And this is bad news because it means we're going to have to wait even longer to get these penalties sorted out, and we've had numerous stoppages throughout the day. Well, Tyler Gay was in the fray for the Eels. He's going to be taken off of the ice and back to the locker rooms. So Gay leaves the game, and we'll see how long this takes. The head referee has brought out his notepad, and that's what kind of day it's been when the head referee brings out that notepad. We have 10.5 minutes to go in regulation. The Eels still lead by 6, and we will take yet another break on the Florida Eels Broadcast Network. We're ready to get back to action at Hertz Arena. 10:31 showing on the third period clock. Your score 7-1. Florida Eels premier team continuing to dominate over the Florida Junior Blades. We've had a scuffle prior to the break, but it remains 5-on-5 as all 5 men from each side really came together. But the officiating crew was able to get in and disperse everybody within seconds. Wrist shot from Colin Patterson in the right circle goes high and into the mesh netting. Shots on goal read 30 for the Eels and 27 for the Blades, with a face-off to the left side of the Junior Blades goaltender Giuliano Latella. The lower part of the right circle, you have a Junior Blade escaping and Cameron Croto. Croto tries to throw it ahead up the gut. Joey Fata taken down, and a penalty is coming up. This goes against the Eels. Mikhail Melikov sitting down for 2 minutes with interference being the call. And this game has really been stoppage after stoppage. And we're not talking about regular whistles, but numerous times have the officials went in front of the scorer's table to reassess penalties off of scrums and altercations. It's the same type of deal we saw yesterday when the Eels beat this Junior Blades team 7-1. Here we are a day later, and it's 7-1, Eels also leading, down to the final 10 minutes of the game. Puck laced up to the far point and scattered wide of the net from the Blades' Jonathan Cooper. Near end of the goal line, Lindholm jumping in head-to-head against Cade Swigert. Lindholm walks up to the near point, goes rink wide to Cooper. Cooper rims the puck around the back wall and is up the opposing side to Lindholm. 1:25 to go on Mikhail Melikov's penalty during this power play on the Blades. Alex Caron diving out of his net in the middle of traffic, and the risk pays off with the blow of the whistle. Caron with the face-off coming glove side. It's Lindholm touching up right side of the blue line, and his wrister goes a mile away off to Caron's right. Junior Blades trying to work from the back wall. Trevor Voida with the turnover, slaps the puck up to the far point, up but not out. Court right there to get the dump down, and it's Weingartner setting up Salmonen towards the near post. Salmonen curls in, back up the opposing side, and Court gets the 200-foot clear. 50 seconds left until the Florida Eels get back to 5-on-5. You have Kyle Lindholm bouncing the puck behind Caron's net, and he will joust it to the right corner. Voida with an absolute bullet down to Latella, and he will have to set up his man, Ryan Miknich. Miknich making a run for it out in the neutral zone. Tape to tape with Pappas. Zach Pappas onside with 3 men to his right. Here's one knuckled on, and Alex Caron makes a split save. TJ Zebley punches the puck to Latella, who waits along his back wall. One last rush for the Junior Blades on their man advantage as Melikov gets up on his feet in the box. Dill with a turnaway, and his wrister flies over the back wall. Eight minutes and 10 seconds left in this hockey game. We see Garral out of the box as he was serving a 5-minute penalty moments ago. And that has wrapped up. And Garral's infraction was a coincidental situation with Patrick Roginski, who has actually been removed from competition. So Roginski's day is done. And we'll have another draw back towards the Eels goaltender Alex Caron. We take a look at the USPHL Premier Division out-of-town scoreboard. A couple of games to report to you. Up at Advent Health Center Ice, The Atlanta Mad Hatters have a 2-0 lead over the Tampa Bay Juniors. More in a moment as the Florida Eels come charging into the offensive ice. Justin Morozek has it sputter away from him, and Matt Scribner takes advantage along the far half boards. Pappas going across the zone, wide side to Matt Woodridge. Woodridge throws ahead for Rozak. Rozak near circle, tried for the one-time drive, but there is nobody on the other side. Espinoss bodied into the far side corner by Matt Walters. And he really took some airtime down low, did Clement Espinoss. Cooper pitchforks the puck over Espinoss's head, and he waits along the near end wall. Goes vertical to Etienne Cassingue. Puck goes high in midair, and it's caught on the left-handed glove of Ryan Miknich. Miknich plasters a shot on, and Latella make that Caron squeezes tight. At the end of their second period, you have a 4-4 tie between the Detroit Fighting Irish and the Midwest Blackbirds. And also going on tonight, 6:30 p.m. in the Southeast Division, the Hampton Roads Whalers pay a visit to Virginia to play the Potomac Patriots. 6:50 left in this game, and with all that's happened thus far, you just can't wait to get it over with. With all kinds of penalty trouble for both sides. Wide open man for the Junior Blades. That's Colton Adesano, absolutely robbed by Caron. Zebley provides a shove onto a blade. That was Lombardi. And the Florida Eels bench really starting to have some fun. .30 shots are recorded for each team. And Lombardi is now penalized. So that is the reason why Zebley was a bit upset and gave him a little push from behind. But the Florida Eels will be back on top a man for 2 minutes. And the 7-1 game going in their direction. Jay Court taking this next face-off in the left circle. Reverse to Swiger at the near point. Cross-feeder to Dill. Dill spins around, far circle. Drags it towards the goal line where Morozek waits. Morozek pulls the trigger. Colton Adesano gets a shin pad and away. Eels maintain possession. Swiger to the high slot. Dances it down into the left circle. Swiger reunited with the puck. Tries to jab it in between traffic, but no can do. Swiger trying to give chase as the Junior Blades get it up but not out to the near point. That's Holtberg coming up short on the dump down. 1:27 left on the Florida Eels power play. Swigert has it dished away by Colton Adesano, and he slaps the puck the other way to Alex Caron. Caron stops the biscuit behind his net. And Gage Dill comes careening out to neutral ice. Dill with a 2-on-2. Curls towards the far post. He's yanked down from behind. No call made, and Latella will keep the puck in the left-handed glove. Eels sending out a new line change consisting of Tristan Roost, Etienne Cassingue, Gage McNeish, and Clement Espinoss. Up against the far wall, face-off won by Pappas of the Blades. Tries to pitchfork it to the blue line. He's unsuccessful. It's Espinoss into the right circle, playing catch with McNeish, and you have two men tied up along the far corner. That's Tristan Roost and Andrew Frost going at it. And eventually they will go their separate ways as they were caught up in each other's equipment. Puck is sent 200 feet down by the Junior Blades. They have half a minute to go on their penalty kill. Exactly 5 minutes to spare in regulation. Eels holding on to a comfortable 6-goal advantage. Clement Espinoss near the scorer's table. Wheels and deals to Castonguay. Castonguay in between the rings. He's butted away by Kyle Lindholm. And Lindholm chips it into the Eels' right circle. So it's 5-on-5 hockey once again. Lombardi Heading on to the Junior Blades bench from the penalty box. Cade Swigert rushes into the left circle. Backhander coming. Latella gets the save. We'll take a look at the next time these two teams play momentarily. Keep in mind they will have next week off due to Thanksgiving. The Eels will be back to play this Friday, December 4th, when they head to Wesley Chapel to play the Tampa Bay Juniors. 5:30 p.m. start for that game as the Eels raid the end zone. Trevor Voida can't keep it across the blue line. 3-on-2 for the Blades, but that quickly falls apart. Chase Caravella comes in last second along the near hash marks, and he wheels the puck around to the opposing side. Weingartner along the far point. He's roughed up from behind by Colin Patterson. Shipped out to center ice, and it's a 2-on-1 for the Eels. Caravella scoots his way to the low slot, and too much competition in front. Caravella getting punched on by Carson Weingartner, and the head referee has to stop that this time. As for Carson Weingartner, this is not the first time we've seen him get involved in some rough and tumble style of play. And it appears that no penalties will come out of this, at least just yet. You have Marazek talking to a head referee, and he will go to the box as a matter of fact. He is joined by Jonathan Cooper on the Blade side. So these will likely be coincidentals, with the clock frozen at 3:49 to go in the third. 7 goals for the Eels, 1 for the Junior Blades. We'll take another quick break and come back with the final moments of this game from Estero. 7-1, the Eels premier team leads over the Florida Junior Blades as we have 3:49 left to play in regulation. We come back after some more theatrics between these two teams, altercations left and right, and it'll be 4-on-4 hockey for the next 2 minutes. You have a penalty against the Junior Blades, Jonathan Cooper and Justin Morozek sitting out on the Florida Eels side. Right off the near side circle draw, Giuliano Latella holds on tight to the puck, and he will have a face-off this time to his left. So from the looks of it, there will be an organizational split today. Florida Eels elite team came up short to the Blades this morning, 7-4. But the Eels premier team has had everything go in their direction. Trevor Voida with a wrist shot that banked off of traffic. Scribner the other way. And Alex Caron beats him to the punch. Caron along the near goal line, flings it up the near glass. And back around the opposing side. Scribner gets reunited with it. Scribner near goal line. Tried to find a man into the low slot, but again, wrong place at the wrong time for Matthew Walters, who wasn't able to show enough speed. Final 3 minutes of the hockey game have arrived, and at this point, the Eels just want to stay out of trouble. Zebley with a breakaway near post, and his shot went right left of Latella. Walters kicks the puck back to the center red. Trevor Voida and Castonguay getting involved in a battle. Court with 2 goals today, and he is called offside. In 50 seconds, both of these teams will resume full strength. We mentioned moments ago that the Eels will be back Friday, December 4th at the Tampa Bay Juniors. That game is a 5:30 p.m. puck drop. The Junior Blades will be back at it a day later on Saturday, December 5th, when they host the Atlanta Mad Hatters right here at Hertz Arena. 3:15 p.m. is the scheduled puck drop for that game. And the Junior Blades come out of their zone from square one. Varga hauled down from behind by Garral, and it's Garral with a 3-on-2. Right circle, drops it back for Melikov. Melikov punches one on, and Latella flashes the windmill save. We We approach the final 2 minutes of the game, and the Eels have this one in the bag as they will grab a sweep in the Premier Column. The Eels won yesterday 7-1 at the Fort Myers Stadium. And they will grab another win today on visiting grounds. Mikhail Melikov goes dead center to Gural. Gural side shuffle off to his right where Patterson waits. Patterson wide side to Corbett on the near point. Slap shot catches Latella, and he shrugs it to the far hash marks. Stroke back out to the middle red. We have a junior Blake trying to wedge in between Eels. That's Vince Rozak, but Marazek gets the best of him. You have an Eel currently on the junior Blades bench locked up with a man. And those two hit the deck. That was Ryan Gural, another one of those players who has been involved in multiple extracurricular activities today. We're unable to see exactly who that was near the bench area. That was Andrew Frost. Andrew Frost was sitting on the bench as he was trying to throw blows onto Gural. Gural will leave the game. Same will be said for Frost. So these two teams continue to have men drop from the lineup. And you would think by now there would be a short bench for each one of these teams. But 91 ticks of the clock remain until the final horn sounds. 7-1 Eels lead. Players standing out at center ice, Morozek and Vince Rozak of the Junior Blades are trying to take the draw. They want to get this thing over with, but the head referee needs to wrap up the conversation at the scorer's table. So it'll be 5-on-5 after that battle between Ryan Gural and Andrew Frost. Eels win the faceoff. Ivanov with a no-look pass to Espinos, left side of the blue line. Morezek tatters one on from the halfway marker of the ice, and Latella keeps the puck against his chest. Rung out to the middle circle. Oh, Cassingham with a hit so hard that the door flew open. Vince Rozak just got rocked along the near half wall. And that sends the Florida Eels benches into a frenzy. That's always a particular dangerous play when those doors fling open, but thankfully both men leave that unscathed. And we are now down to the final minute of the game. Castonguay absolutely levels Blake Maynard in front of the Blades bench. Clement Espinos trying to shrug his way past Vince Rozak, and that will not work. Rozak floods the puck behind Caron's net. He dumps it up the right glass. Picked away at the low slot by Dylan Holtberg. And it's pushed away to the right corner by Andrei Ivanov. Ivanov towards the far corner. Vince Rozak able to get his tape away. Chase Caravella giving the Eels some relief out to center ice. Espinos backpedals into the circle. We have Voida and Varga tangling together. Voida decides to leave that scene. Two more men hanging up on each other. That's Holtberg and Colin Patterson at the center circle. We're down to the final 10 seconds of the game. Eels will kill off the remaining time and their own ice. And ladies and gentlemen, that is your hockey game. The Florida Eels pick up the weekend sweep over their arch rival Florida Junior Blades. They win yesterday 7-1. They win today 7-1 at Hertz Arena. And the Eels have now secured 7 consecutive wins against the Florida Junior Blades. What a game it was. What a weekend it was for this Florida Eels team as they head up to a record of 12-3. Junior Blades bounce down to 2-14-2. Well, fans, what a ride it's been. This is Nick Rush saying thank you for tuning in and for making us a part of your Sunday afternoon. And so long from Hertz Arena, where the Florida Eels premier team comes through and dominates with 3 goals in the first period, 3 in the second, and 1 more in the third as the icing on the cake. So everyone be safe and enjoy your Thanksgiving holiday. One more time, 7-1, Eels come up big against the arch rival Blades. So long, everybody.